Welcome, crypto fam, to No One Daily Bitcoin Pod. Bitcoin's a correcting. Look at that. BTFD opportunity down 5,300 on the day. Drop right below 100 G's, as you can see on your screen. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis. Also, breaking news. EU Parliament member Renee Oss says, don't be afraid of innovations like the Biddy, but rather seize opportunities. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Satan is using AI to hack his way in. Only God, Bitcoin can defeat satanic AI. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin self-custody shields users from the institutional risk, as well as Trump's executive order sparks 1.9 billion of inflows into the crypto ETPs, with the exchange-traded products. Also, MicroStrategy, as I predicted, would announce a $1.1 billion buy. They just did that today and now officially hold 471,107 BTC. We'll also be discussing the Trump meme coin boosting crypto Google searches to hit a 3-year high. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin probability of the Biddy hitting $1 million per coin, 7 figures, virtually a 10x from here. I'll also be sharing some bullish predictions from Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, projecting Bitcoin hitting 700,000, some of what Plan B of the stock to flow model has to share, as well as some other models as well. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, then hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, including Mondays, just like this. Today is pod episode 1888. I'm your host, JV. It's January 27th, 2025. Big correction in the market. In fact, I dare say the biggest correction of the new year, or close to it, because I know we were like at 99 before we shot up via God candle to 109. And that was obviously the same day as the Trump inauguration in the morning. So this is probably one of the biggest corrections, if not the biggest, thus far for the year. So seize the moment, take advantage of it. I know Michael Saylor did. But anyways, welcome everyone joining us. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 live and on your screen. Bitcoin currently just above 99.8 at the time of the live, down 5% on the day. Everything in the blood red. You know, if Bitcoin's down 5%, the alts are bleeding a lot more than that, such as XRP down almost 7%, Ether down over 7%. Wow, all the way back to 3Gs. The Dogecoin down 8%, Link down 12%. Bloodshed, I tell you. And check it out. CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at $3.4 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap just shy of the 2 trillion milestone. And as far as volume is concerned, we got 205 billion of volume. So volume is up almost 200%. Past 24 hours, Bitcoin dominance back on the rise. This is pretty common, especially when there's carnage in the markets. It's all going back into the Biddy. And the Ether dominance is at a very low 10.9%. Sucks for the Ether folks, but it is what it is. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We have DEXE leading the pack, and virtually every single altcoin, 99 out of the top 100, correcting and in the red. Some of them over 10%, so be careful shitcoining, will ya? And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. And here we have it. Virtually every single thing bleeding. Not a good look. And zooming out on the monthly, similar story. Maybe 10 to 15% of the cryptos actually in the green, majority in the red. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're currently at 71 greed. Yesterday at 73. Last week at 76. And last month at 72. And checking out time chain calendar. Silk Road Day. I didn't know that. On this day in 2011, Ross Ulbricht launched the Silk Road. Happy Silk Road Day, broskies and bitty baddies. We're currently on block number 880,996, and you currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 988 sats. So stack the sats, please. Put down the gats and pick up the Bitcoin caps at bitcoincaps.net and tell Sergio your boy JV sent you. And there you have it, crypto bros. But let's dive into today's astrology for the broskies. We'll pull up the live charts, being we're correcting so hard, and I'll read you what's really crack-a-lacking here in the market. So yeah, Bitcoin return now to 100 at the Wall Street Open as soon as the bulls bounce back from the U.S. stock scare. So can we blame the stock market on this one? Trading View showed Bitcoin gaining 5% versus the local lows. So it did hit 97,750, and we have recovered a bit since then. Those who have accompanied the snap come down to the U.S. equities futures due to the release of the Chinese ChatGPT rival DeepSeek, which sparked concerns over U.S. competitiveness in the field. Big tech sold off noticeably at the open, but further significant downside was yet to materialize as Bitcoin sought to reclaim the six-figure mark in which we just did moments ago. Now, that should be the pullback, according to the crypto chase, and the chart here shows you the door has been left open for the fresh local low of around 95 Gs. He says that if it holds as support, traders can still be bullish. So that's the line in the sand, according to the analyst, 95, which we're well above right now, above a half a god candle above. Others dismissed the gravity of the risk asset downside, arguing that the overreaction was at hand. Caleb Franzen, creator of the market research resource Cubic Analytics, shared even the S&P 500's 10-week return of 1.6% is tracking towards an annualized return of 8.8%, which is almost exactly the average annual performance of the index since 1950. Don't even get me started on Bitcoin up 37% in 10 weeks. You do the math. So yeah, there's a saying, when in doubt, just zoom out, broskies. And let's not forget, Bitcoin's doing its thing. Bitcoin's still a ripping, like the young Scottie Pippen. Just sometimes we have these corrections, which is great. It shakes out the weak hands. Do you think the whales are selling their Bitcoin right now? No. They're stacking. Just look at Michael Saylor, another 1.1 million buy. We'll get into it. Stick around. Monitoring resource CoinGlass confirmed Bitcoin was up more than 8% already in the first quarter. Reactions also included dismay of certain entities selling the biddy because of the external shock, not specific to the crypto markets. Quoting Jan Wetstenfeld, people selling the biddy now need to deep seek within themselves. if they haven't studied Bitcoin enough, precisely. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun with the biddy. And this is big news. EU Parliament member Renee Oss says, don't be afraid of the innovations like the biddy, but rather seize the opportunities. Game theory in full effect. And quoting Max Kaiser, first of all, let me read this original tweet from April of 2023 from Shannon Michaela. She wrote, technology is at the core of the satanic transhuman agenda. That's right, the transgender agenda is real, broskies. What if Satan is a super intelligent AI from outside our galaxy trying to infiltrate this one? There's nothing new under the sun. Ironic, I just said that earlier. There's nothing new under the sun in my first time reading the post. And anyways, Max responded, correct, Satan is using AI to hack his way in. Only God Bitcoin can defeat the satanic AI. And the way it does this is by starving AI of energy. The faster the Bitcoin grabs all the world's energy, the greater our chance of survival. And shout out to the high priest himself, Max Kaiser. You've been warned. And let's pull up some of the live action Jackson for the broskies, of course. Astrology for the broskies and the bitty baddies. We don't leave no man or woman behind. Here's a 1 minute chart. We are climbing back again. We did tap a bottom of roughly 97 here this morning. Let's start with the 1 hour and work our way backwards. 1 hour chart. 2 green candles of the past couple of hours, which is a good sign of recovery. And zooming out from the 1 hour, we'll check out the 4 hour. We still have that target in play. Yep, we still have the orange target sitting at 130 on the 4 hour chart. Again, this is live and in the flesh. And zooming out from the 4 hour, take a quick look at the 1 day. Survey says it's going up forever, Laura. And the rising wedgie, my favorite type of wedgie. My only type I actually will sign up for nowadays. But anyways, zooming out from the daily, we check out the weekly. We still have the sexy cup and handle target sitting pretty. No diddy. 124,000 in play. Let me know when you feel we'll likely hit that target. And taking a quick look at the monthly, we have just a few days left to put a bow on the month. We are forming green, so still a green form candle forming. Last month cracked a bitty bitty red, and November was the Godzilla, the mega candle, and the biggest green candle we've seen in the month since the inception of the Genesis block. And if you don't know, now you know. And there you have it. So here we go. Let's discuss a little self-custody action, Jackson. Bitcoin self-custody shields users from the institutional risk. That's right. Bitcoin in the ETF, that type of ETC, is not the same as self-custodied Bitcoin. You guys should know the difference. And I like Trezor personally. It's a great company. It's open source. They produce some of the best wallets. Highly recommended. That's one of my wallets of choice. They've been around for a long time. Very trustworthy company. If you guys don't have a Trezor, you can pick one up for like $50, the original model. So no brainer. Order yourself some if you don't already have one. Institutional, and I'm not getting paid by Trezor to say that. I just genuinely appreciate their technology. I appreciate their company. They do things like After so many days, I believe they erased the customer information out of the database, which is phenomenal because what database isn't hacked nowadays? I believe Coldcard does the same thing, and I respect companies that do that type of stuff. I respect the open source companies. Ledger, it's not open source and not as trustworthy, so just want to throw that out there. You want to properly self-custody your Biddy in a cold storage wallet. Trezor is a great option, and there's plenty of other great options, but I just want to throw that out there. Institutional adoption has enabled billions of corporate money to flow into the Bitcoin through the products like the Bitcoin ETF, which saw 38 billion of inflows last year. And while the Trezor don't oppose the institutional adoption, the firm still has a cautionary reminder that owning shares of MicroStrategy or the Bitcoin ETFs is not the same as holding the actual Bitcoin. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Quoting them here, if these institutions encounter problems, investors relying on them may face losses. What company doesn't experience problems? We saw the largest exchange, second largest one in the world, file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It was FTX with Scam Bankman-Fried. And guess what? People lost their biddies. So trust nothing. Verify everything. Self-custody. Trust yourself more than the corporation is all I got to say. I digress. Here's what they shared. Over the long term, those in self-custody remain insulated from these risks by holding their own keys. Bitcoiners protect themselves from these vulnerabilities while still reaping the benefits of the Biddy growing adoption and the long-term value. And while the institutions and governments have been increasingly accumulating the Biddy, individuals still hold the majority of the Biddy supply, according to Borden. And according to CoinGecko's report from last year, the governments collected 471,000 Bitcoin. That's ironic. That's virtually how much Bitcoin MicroStrategy has right now. So it's like, did all that government Bitcoin go straight to MicroStrategy? And did all the Bitcoin from Grayscale just go, all the outflows from there just go right into BlackRock? It seems to be this way. But anyways, you can see the largest holders here. MicroStrategy just made a new purchase, so that number is even higher. I think 470,000 now as of today. Now, such a distribution in leaving governments playing catch up, the analyst said, adding that this dynamic underscores the Bitcoin decentralized ethos, where the power is distributed amongst the individuals rather than the centralized institutions. They also said state adoption can bring positives, such as encouraging fiscal discipline, promoting transparency, and fostering economic growth. But the heart of the Bitcoin strength lies in the ability to place control in the hands of the many, not the few. Preach. The whole purpose of Bitcoin is it's decentralized and there's no third-party shenanigans. So if you want third-party shenanigans, you're missing the entire point of why we're Bitcoiners. We don't trust the third parties. We don't want them in control. Otherwise, we'd be using ShitPal, aka PayPal, who's clearly not your pal. But anyways, unlike Bitcoin and other cryptos being discussed for the strategic reserve, they do not have a fixed supply and are issued or controlled by the central entities. XRP. These assets lack the fixed scarcity and the commodity-like qualities that make the Biddy uniquely suited for the reserve asset role. That's right, it's neutral, family. And while self-custody allows users to independently store their assets like the Biddy, it is associated with at least one crucial downside. Users must fully take on the responsibility of storing their own private keys. That's right, you fuck up, you fucked up for life. Meaning, if you don't learn how to properly secure those pretty little Biddies, you're done. And so that takes responsibility. The liability is you holding it yourself because you trust you more than you trust the third party or the institution. And it does require a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of know-how, but it's very simple. A 10-year-old can do it. You just got to learn how to properly self-custody your Bitcoin, which is a big topic here on the podcast. But anyways, fam, let me know your thoughts with that. And I'm actually glad this was a topic today because too many people are probably keeping their Bitcoin on the exchanges, which could be a major mistake. So learn how to properly self-custody if you're not already. And you can start. Here's my thought experiment for you. If you're not already self-custodying your Bitcoin, start with putting $5 on a device, cold storage, any cold storage device, such as a Trezor. $5. Worst case scenario, you fuck up, you send it to the wrong, you lose $5, right? But learn how to do it. And then once you gain confidence, move the rest of your Bitcoin onto the cold storage device versus keeping it on the exchange. That'd be my recommendation for anyone. Unless you just love third parties and you love your government and you trust them that much, then so be it. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, let's continue with the news. We have so much to cover. Let's discuss the $1.9 billion in exchange traded products, shall we? Crypto exchange traded products posted another strong performance last week following the Trump executive order proposing the strategic crypto reserve. Trump's order proposing the initiation of a strategic crypto reserve was likely one of the catalysts for the fresh injection of $1.9 billion to the various crypto ETPs in the last trading week, according to CoinShares. This marks the third consecutive week of the inflows into the global crypto ETPs, bringing the year-to-date total to $4.7 billion, baby. And check this out. Bitcoin-based crypto ETPs accounted for the majority of the inflows, attracting $1.6 billion last week, bringing year-to-date inflows of $4.4 billion, 92% of all the crypto ETP inflows year-to-date, and that's according to James Butterfield of CoinShares, not to be confused with Butterbean, one of my favorite boxers I used to watch as a kid. He was the big fat guy that once knocked out the referee. You can't make this shit up. But anyways, with Bitcoin setting new all-time high above 109, January 20th, short Bitcoin ETPs regained traction last week, posting 5.1 million worth of the inflows, according to the Butterfield. The total assets under management for all the crypto ETPs reached 171 billion, with the Bitcoin ETPs accounting for 82% of the total. Shit. Obviously, the majority there. That's incredible. Ether, who cares? But yeah, their ETF hasn't been doing so well. Really, nothing's been going great for Ether. I'm not going to front. I called it. I said once they switch their protocol, it's all downhill, and it has been. Bitcoin's clearly been outpacing Ether since they switched from proof of work to proof of stake. But amongst crypto ETF issuers, BlackRock continue to lead the flows. Not surprising. But Larry Fink, if you're watching, go home and get your shine box. You work for us, the Bitcoiners. Anyways, the weekly inflows totaling 1.5 billion, 76% of the crypto ETP inflows last week. Issuer, almost 3 billion of inflows year to date with a total assets under management of 64 billion. Let's continue. Next story of the day. MicroStrategy's massive buy. Headline reads, MicroStrategy buys another 1.1 billion of the biddy. Now holds 471,107 BTC. That's right. This crazy, yo. They acquired an additional 10,100 Bitcoin for around 1.1 billion. That brings the world's largest corporate Bitcoin holders balance to 471,107 biddy. Saylor's announcement came during pre-market trading hours today as the price fell below 100 Gs for the first time since Trump took office on the 20th. MicroStrategy's latest purchase marks the firm's 12th consecutive week of Bitcoin buys. Wouldn't it be wild if every single week this year he just makes like another $1 billion purchase? Didn't he say a few weeks back that they were plotting to purchase $43 billion worth of Bitcoin over the next couple of years? Well, he's a man of his word, clearly, as he shared here on X. Now, MicroStrategy has adopted an aggressive, you can say that again, Bitcoin accumulation strategy, which started with a 21,000 purchase back in August of 2020. They were the first publicly traded company to put a biddy on the balance sheet. And since it has turned the debt issuance like convertible notes and senior secured notes, the fund the Bitcoin shopping spree. MicroStrategy entered a sales agreement known as the 21-21 plan, which allows the company to issue and sell shares of the Class A common stock to raise up to $21 billion. The de facto Bitcoin treasury. Firm's latest purchase included the sale of more than 2.76 million shares for approximately $1.1 billion from January 21st to the 26th. Insane. They do that in 5 days, raise $5 billion or $1.1 billion. Nuts. Under the sales agreement, 4.3 billion of the shares are still available for the issuance and sale. In December of 2024, MicroStrategy proposed increasing the common stock to 10 billion shares and its preferred stock to 1 billion, allowing flexibility to raise capital if needed. And curious biddy broskies and biddy baddies, how many of you got exposure to the MicroStrategy stock? Let me know. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin blueprint has inspired other companies globally, such as the Japanese Metaplanet, which rose to the scene, accumulating 1,762 BTC by the end of last year, helping its shares jump by more than 2,000% in the year. It announced its intention to up its holdings by 467% to 10,000 BTC in 2025. We also have Fathom Holdings, a NASDAQ-listed real estate service company, also recently announced plans to allocate up to 500,000 towards the biddy and Bitcoin ETFs, aiming to diversify the U.S.-dominated balance sheet. And if you don't know, now you know. Let's discuss the Trump meme coin bringing crypto back to the top of the searches on Google. And then we'll discuss my 1.1 million prediction, as well as some other models and their probability of Bitcoin hitting a milli this year in 2025 as the Nipinator gives us the next Nipinator indicator. That's a buy signal, broskies. There you have it. New chairman of the SEC ain't playing no games in 2025. Puts Gensler to shame. But, yeah, Trump meme coin boosts crypto Google searches to the 3-year high. That's right. U.S. Trump's recent foray of the meme market drove the Google search interest of the term crypto to the highest level since 2020. I like that because the name of my podcast is Crypto News Alerts. That means there's more people searching for the word crypto more so than ever. So thank you, Trumpster. On January 18th, Trump launched an official Mcoin project just 2 days before the inauguration, following the launch of the official Trump token. And also First Lady Melania Trump launched the self-titled meme coin Melania Meme. Both crypto assets performed well during the launch, but eventually saw sharp declines, and what goes up that fast unfortunately comes down that fast, and that's what you guys are seeing in the markets. Google Trends data revealed the surge in the search interest for the crypto following Trump's meme coin release. The term reached its highest peak since November of 2021. That's a win for JV. And when Bitcoin hit the all-time high of 69,000, the keywords meme coin, buy crypto, even Solana, which the meme coins are hosted on, had similar surges in search interest at the time Trump released the meme coin. Let me know if any of you guys, when dabbling into some of the shit coins. Apart from the search interest, the Trump meme coin also spurred a surge in interest in crypto-related apps. January 22nd, crypto-focused applications dominated the finance category of Apple's App Store of the U.S. And for those that don't know, we are the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We're on Apple iTunes. We're on Spotify. In fact, my biggest audience comes from Apple iTunes. Many people don't know this because I don't talk about it, but every day we record this stream. It's a video pod on 3 platforms simultaneously. Right now, we're on X, Rumble, and YouTube Live. Then after the stream, it gets syndicated on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, everywhere. iHeartRadio, anywhere podcasts can be found, you can find Crypto News Alerts. We get hundreds of thousands of downloads per month. We're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. And if you don't know now, you know. And other apps like Coinbase Wallet, Robinhood, Binance, Dex, Screener, Kraken also ranked amongst the top 30 free apps in the category. In addition, the meme coin release also caused a number of the new Solana addresses to reach all-time highs. Trump's meme coin release attracted many first-time crypto investors. On Jan 20th, that was Inauguration Day, a survey by NFT Evening showed 42% of the Trump meme coin buyers had bought crypto for the first time. So these aren't crypto, folks. These are just Trump dick riders, for lack of a better word, that just want in on the action. They know nothing about crypto. They know nothing about Bitcoin. They've never invested in crypto, never invested in Bitcoin. They just believe in Trump, and they're showing their boys some support. But you don't know what you don't know. So it's our job to orange pill the masses and teach them about the pretty little bitty going up. There's only one Bitcoin. There's only one truly decentralized cryptocurrency that's going up forever, Laura. And it's named Biddy. Anyways, while some perceive the Trump meme coin putting crypto in the limelight as a positive development, others think the event comes with its own risks. Shout out CoffeeZilla. He says it should be a crime. As you know, a lot of people end up getting hurt with the meme coins because a lot of people lose a lot of money. And like I said, when you see any crypto, regardless if it's Trump's or not, whether it's Haktua or Trump or Melania coin, when they go up billions of dollars in a single day in market cap, easy come, easy go. So you've been warned, family. No more Gensler to protect you from the meme coins. Now for our feature story of the day, fam, let's discuss Bitcoin's probability of hitting $1 million per coin, or better yet, 1.1 million this cycle, this year. As the cycle peak, I'm going to be sharing some different models and some different, projections from Plan B, stock to flow, also from Samson Mao, as well as another model, which we cover sometimes here on the show, as well as my personal thoughts on this. So this particular headline reads, Bitcoin's 1 million prediction. They only give it a 5% probability. JV 10x'd it. So my personal prediction is a 50% probability, and stick around, I'll explain exactly why. This is according to the quantile model. So quantile model only gives it a 5% probability. But what did Jim Carrey say in Dumb and Dumber? So you're saying there's a chance? Precisely. That's the bigger picture. Other headlines here. BlackRock CEO Larry Finkmeister makes 700,000 Bitcoin price prediction. Shout out to the Finkmeister there, Lawrence Fink. And Bitcoin's path to 500,000. Plan B explains the market cycle. For those that don't know, stock to flow, we're going to touch upon this as well. Their ultimate projection is anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million this cycle, with the average being 500,000, but right in alignment with what I'm sharing. And then Samson Mao has been calling 1 million. And you already know he's probably one of the most bullish in the market. So I personally love Samson. He's doing great work out there for Bitcoin adoption globally with different countries and leaders around the world. And he made a tweet here, 1 million this year. I hope Samson's right. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and what would you throw the probability at if you were to just speculate. Clearly, none of us have crystal balls. We don't get financial advice. Anything you hear during the stream is for entertainment purposes only. But if you were to give a probability of that actually happening, what would it be? Only 5%? Do you think 50%? 10%, 20%, 1%, no percent, 100%, whatever. Let me know. And yeah, I'll read those comments out loud when I'm done running through this. But first, let's actually dive deeper into Plan B. Creator of the Bitcoin stock flow model predicts Bitcoin reached the average price 500,000 this year. 5x, baby. Send it. Here's one of his recent posts, which he shared, highlighting how his predictions of the current cycle have come true. From the post-halving surge to Bitcoin reaching 100,000 in 2024, he maintains that Bitcoin will achieve 10 trillion market cap during this cycle. Right now, we're at a 2 trillion. That's a 5x, baby. So yeah, quoting him here. My forward guidance for 2025 has not changed since. And he's referencing the old tweet. Here's the proof of work. Yeah, I mean, this was going back, but I'm going to read this out loud. He says, we'll rise into the April 2024 halving, check, meaning it's already happened. The halving around stock to flow value, check, already happened. Pump after the halving, check, done deal. 100K 2020, check, done deal. Next, 2025 hit the stock to flow target of a 500 average with a range. And I apologize. The range is not 100 to 1 million. It's 250 to 1 million. Get it straight, JV. And so let me know if you think that will likely play into fruition. I personally am a big fan of the stock to flow. I've been covering this for quite some time on the stream. We're not going to dive deeper into it, but that's the gist. 500,000 on average for this cycle. Let me know if you agree, disagree. And diving into Samson Mao's bullishness. We love Samson Mao here. So here we go. No sooner had Bitcoin reached 100,000, proponents began setting higher milestones. You're damn right. We're setting the higher milestones. Not because of the price, but 1 million Bitcoin price predictions are now commonplace, especially here in Crypto Newsletters. Been talking about it for quite some time. But because of the timeline he anticipates for the asset to hit the target, not many analysts are actually calling for 1 million this particular year. He's one who does. And not only is he calling for it, he is doubling down and putting his money where his mouth is. In a post on Wednesday, Jan 3 CEO Samson Mao started Bitcoin hitting 1 million in 2025, doubling down on the original projection. Mao's latest statement, alluding to the ambitious prediction, came in a response in comparison to the Bitcoin current price with the 2017 bull market, as analysts' Black Widow overlaying the 2017 price action of the chart, setting the price target for 1 million per biddy. Interestingly, this belief that Bitcoin would replicate the 2017 run was the basis for Mao's argument. So that's his logic on why we'll do it. He argued that a Bitcoin could pull a 20x. I witnessed it in 2017. Bitcoin ripped from 1,020K. I know it's possible. So yeah, that can happen again. It's a 20x. What would happen if we 20x from today's price action? 2 million per coin. Max Geyser's 2.2 million in play is what. That's where it takes us. Samson's Mao 1 million Bitcoin target has unsurprisingly been met with significant skepticism. Some people say no way, but notice it's an ETH guy. I mean, I expect nothing less from a pro ETH gentleman named Yuppie. But what do I know? You let me know your thoughts on that. And diving a little deeper, I guess we can touch upon BlackRock's 700,000 projection from Larry Fink. That's based on an allocation of 2 to 5% from the sovereign wealth funds, which he talked about, institutions and state-owned sovereign wealth funds. If they were to allocate just 2 to 5% of their portfolio into the biddy, that can send Bitcoin soaring to 500 to 700,000 per biddy. Let me know if you agree, disagree. And touching upon the 5% probability according to the quantile model, let's touch upon this. Contrasting predictions, what could stand in the way. So some of the things they say can stand in the way according to this model is market volatility. Well, that's a given, but I look at volatility as a life force, a wise man once said by the name of Mikey Saylor. Regulatory challenges, well, it looks like with the Trump administration in there, I don't see or foresee many regulatory challenges moving forward. I could be wrong, but what are your thoughts on that? And then adoption rates. I think adoption is going to continue. What's the term I'm looking for? where it goes exponential. Yeah, that's the word. Exponential, especially with world leaders and the president of the free world adopting Bitcoin, strategic reserve potentially. You know, they're entertaining it right now. And the stockpile, though granted, he initially said he was going to stockpile Bitcoin and then he just changed it to stockpiling the crypto. Nonetheless, I mean, anything is possible. I think a 5% probability is ultimately too low. I'm just too optimistic of the bull scenario and this being a true, genuine, what's the word? Super cycle? Yeah, I mean, or hyper. If we get true hyperinflation in the United States, 1.1 million is all I'm saying. And if we get a super cycle, either or, 1.1 million is all I'm saying. Base case from JV, 420,000, because I keep it base for the broskies. Max Kaiser knows more than me. He's calling for 2.2 million. He's ultimately taking my itty bitty 1.1 million and saying, let's do another 1.1 million. And then 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11 until you hit 2.2 million is all I'm saying. But what are your thoughts, family, regarding some of these projections? But I firmly do believe this. What is it based on? Let me keep it 100. 11 is my favorite number. Did I pull it out? Yes. I love 11. I took a decimal point and put it between the ones. The most honest Bitcoin podcast you're ever going to come across. I didn't look into the future. I'm not Edgar Casey. I'm not the sleeping prophet. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't have crystal ball. I got crystals and big balls, but I don't have a crystal ball I gaze into. You know what I mean? But it's my personal projection. 420 to 1.1 million. Let me know your thoughts, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. What it do?